From the News Channel 5 Network, this is OpenLine.
Hello everyone, welcome to OpenLine. Good show tonight. We are talking about an issue that really a lot of people feel uncomfortable talking about. The homeless and mental illness. How big is the problem? We are happy to have with us Nathan Sharkey, a photographer here from Channel 5, who put together a short film on this issue. Thank you, Nathan, for being here.
Great, my pleasure.
And also Dr. Sheryl Fleisch, who is the director of the Street Psychiatry program at Vanderbilt University. Thank you for being here. And you're also in the film, so we appreciate that. So Nathan, all right, let me ask you first. Why do you think people are so uncomfortable talking about this?
I think it's a topic that is so visible, yet individuals themselves are so invisible, and it makes it very challenging for us to face a topic that is in our faces all the time, and it's something that we're really uncomfortable with, and something that I don't think all the time we know exactly what to do with and how to treat it and how to really be hands-on and how to help.
We feel overwhelmed by it. We don't know what to do. It is all around us.
Yes.
And I think your film does such an amazing job of showing that. There's video that just shows in the midst of the busy world, there are these tents in these places where they're just in plain sight, but we overlook them. You know, what drew you to doing this? Why did you want to take this topic on?
Well, I feel like with the homeless situation, you and I, in fact, have covered many stories on how the public helps the homeless, whether it's gathering food or supplying blankets or cold patrol. But I never heard of an instance where a psychologist, like Dr. Fleisch, actually goes out and sits down and talks to them and tries to figure out, what are you dealing with? And I think it was just intriguing to me that this is a side of help with the homeless that we really haven't seen or heard of, me personally. And so, I just pursued it.
And I want to show the film here in a second, but I want to ask Dr. Fleisch, people feel overwhelmed, so they don't talk about it. Can we solve this problem? Is there hope?
I certainly think there's hope. I think that there are many programs, both locally and nationally and internationally, that are beginning to realize that not only is this a crisis like right in front of us, but this is a crisis that we can really hands-on help, both in terms of housing, in terms of how we provide psychiatric care, mental illness care, but also how we provide medical care. And we can bridge this gap by going out on the streets and providing care where a person is, but we can also provide this care inside of our hospital systems.
And you talk about a crisis. I mean, here's a stat. In Tennessee, there are 119 jails, 14 prisons, and only 4 state mental facilities. And as you were talking about, that means a lot of the people that need care wind up in our jails and our prisons. And it's just a terrible situation. So I want to show the film. Why don't you set it up? What are we about to see?
What we're about to see is kind of just overall just how Dr. Fleisch conducts herself on kind of a day in the life, basically. And basically just kind of you get to sit down and meet some people and kind of just listen in. As a filmmaker, I kind of wanted to be like the fly on the wall, and just kind of listen in and not really intervene much. And I was able to, get some pretty compelling situations and conversations.
Absolutely. So let's take a look at it. Then we'll come back and we want to talk about this issue. So let's take a look at this 8-minute short film.
I think we have this perception that somebody who's homeless is like dirty or greedy, or they've chosen this life, and this is something that we want to be disaffiliated with. I'm not sure
that in many aspects of our own life that we're really any different. Sheryl Fleisch, and I'm medical director of Homeless Health Services and our street psychiatry program. I do feel like we're probably not doing enough for individuals who are struggling with mental illness. Many of the state hospitals have closed in the area, and the state hospitals that exist are mostly full. So what's happened is that the prison systems and jails have really become where most individuals who struggle with mental illness may actually go. Tents and socks, water bottles, a sleeping bag, this is called backpack bag. I think it's really difficult to piece a lot of those things out until we continue to do more research on it. I think one of the unique things that we're doing with our program is that we're embedding street outreach with an inpatient program here. And so we're kind of doing in-reach within our hospital. Hey, how you doing?
I'm Shay.
Oh, sorry, the blanket's smaller today. Huh? I used the other blanket.
Hi.
I didn't realize.
Hey, I haven't seen you.
Good morning.
There are really few programs, psychiatry programs, nationally and internationally, who provide street outreach.
Drinking alcohol, just vodka. I've been on like a 2-week binge, you know.
I'll call the emergency room and let them know that you're going to be on your way.
I'll see y'all when I'm better, hopefully.
It was very clear that he was in an acute withdrawal from alcohol. I'm going to call her right now. And that very day, he's like, I want to change. I have to get out of this.
Going through this, living outside, it's not no fun.
You're nauseous right now?
Man.
I can actually give you something right now, real fast.
Going to detox. So straighten up.
So for him, he really had nothing when he left. He had no support system. He had just gotten out of prison. He was unable to obtain a job. And the only thing he knew was to drink, which is what he did prior.
And if I had a dad in the world, I wouldn't be here. If he gave a whatever about me, I would not be having to sit right here being homeless, you know? So I'm on my own. I told him, I don't ever want to speak to you again. Don't contact me. Don't ask me for anything.
The woman that we met, she's in a category of individuals who are currently struggling with severe and persistent mental illness.
I have no clue where my son is physically, actually.
And I think she represents a part of society that's really misunderstood, especially due to the challenges she struggles with her mental illness and the lack of insight that she has. You've had all these bad experiences just like even talking to psychiatrists. What makes you okay even just talking to us?
I need to go to counseling. I know I do. I don't really mind talking.
So tell me what else you need. Can we put it in that bag maybe? So we'll come back probably in about 2 weeks. We come back about every 2 weeks. So I'll see you in a couple weeks.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
That's not a problem.
All right.
She's really struggling. She has moved from New York to here. She hasn't seen her child in a long time. She's gone through a divorce. And she's really trying to pick her life back up together.
Thank you.
Okay, bye, Cynthia. oftentimes we'll search for folks because people will pick up, they'll move, we can't find where people are. What's up? How you doing?
Come on, I'll show you what I've been doing.
Okay. He's been there the longest, and we've known him for the longest. He generally doesn't ask for much. We check on him. This is good.
Yeah.
You keep him warm?
Oh, yeah, shoot, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you know I got my heater and my,
I know.
my propane and all this.
Do you need any hand warmers or anything?
No, I'm
Okay.
good, you know, I'm pretty self.
I know you are. He makes up a really small proportion of individuals who are struggling with homelessness. You're looking kind of thin.
Oh, yeah?
You're still eating okay?
Oh, yeah. I eat
Okay.
crystals all the time.
At this point, he's happy with where he is. He feels like he has freedom outdoors, a freedom that he's never had in other places. He's a VA vet. He's been in jail before. He's somebody that has been in confined quarters, and he's more comfortable outdoors.
I like it. 62, you know, just enjoyable.
Yeah.
Just enjoyable at my age. Yeah.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be right for a lot of people, but it's right for me.
I know.
I often feel like I'm out here by myself, like I'm on this earth by myself. I often want to give up on life, you know. As being homeless, we just need somebody to, you know, come by every now and then and say, hey man, you can do it. You can do it. That's all we need, man. It's so dramatic out here, bro, because people don't have that. We don't have that.
Anyone who is experiencing homelessness is a person. And that just as you would look anyone else in the eye, you should look this person in the eye. And so oftentimes when we're on the street, we'll ignore the person who is talking to us. Even if you don't want to give somebody money, that's completely fine. But if somebody says hi to you, it's completely fine to say hi to them and look them in the eye.
So what a great film. And I love the way you ended it with your words saying we should acknowledge people, we should at least look them in the eye. We're so uncomfortable with this topic and uncomfortable often talking to the homeless that we go out of our way to ignore them. Where was that? That last shot with the tents there by the train, where is that?
Well, I will tell you, but usually when we kind of discussed this together, we were trying not to tell people where these are, just because. But since this particular camp has been demolished, that was right off of Ellington Parkway. And you know, it might not be a huge surprise to people because when you drive by, you can probably see some few tents here and there, but that has been since taken care of.
So just since you've done this, they've kind of shut that down. Yeah,
they've cleaned the tents out and told the people that they have to leave.
And we see that a lot, right? Yeah. They'll find an area and then authorities come in, I guess, and then move them out. I mean, how common is that?
It's pretty common. I think the larger encampments normally people make homes for themselves there. They make communities within each area, just like we would make communities. It's almost like an HOA association. You know, people have different leadership structures. People care for each other. It's much more caring and structurally oriented than we might think it would be. And so it's really hard to push people out of it. I think the smaller communities are more easily pushed out because if you're gone for the day, that camp or that structure can be pushed aside much easier. But it's really difficult because people and encampments are displaced and then people have to find another location. And every single encampment within Davidson County is considered illegal, with the exception of one encampment that's on the Green Street Church property. And so technically anybody can be cited.
When we start talking about this issue, mental illness and the homeless community, there is a lot to discuss. And so what we've done here is kind of set the table. We want to encourage you now to call in with any questions or comments you may have. And I want to also talk about, you highlighted 3 people in the film, and I think they would represent kind of broad areas of people that are in fact homeless and dealing with this. So I want to talk about each one of those when we come back. But we'll take a break. If you want to call, there's the number, 615-737-PLUS, 615-737-7587. Be back right after this.